All right, let's look at finding the surface area of a cylinder. So you want to think about what surface area means. It's literally the area of all of the surfaces totaled together. So on a cylinder, it's made up of 3 surfaces. One of those would be a circle. In this case, it has a radius of 10 yards. The diameter would then be 20 yards in case you need it. It also has this curved face that goes around the circle. If you think about like taking the label off of a can, it would be a rectangle. In this case, it will have a height of 15 yards. And then there's another circle that would be the bottom of the cylinder, and it's identical to the top circle. So we're going to find the area of each of these surfaces. So let's start with the circle. The area formula from a reference sheet is going to be area equals pi times the radius squared, which really means radius times radius. So we're going to fill in our values. We're going to estimate 3.14 as the value of pi, and we're going to multiply it by the radius squared, or radius times radius. And you'll get that this circle has an area of 314 square yards. I like to highlight or circle every time I get an area of one of my surfaces so that I know that's going to be part of my final answer. I also now know that the bottom circle is going to have the exact same area because in a cylinder, the 2 bases are identical circles. So we have 2 of our surfaces figured out now. Now we have to figure out this 3rd surface. It's a rectangle, which is a type of parallelogram, so we're going to use the formula A equals BH, which means the base times the height. The problem here is we don't know the length of this base, so we have to figure it out. And again, if you think about taking a label off a can or putting a label on a can, it's going to wrap itself around that circular bottom. Well, wrapping around a circle is called circumference. So to figure out this missing side, this base, I'm going to do the circumference of the circle. So I find my circumference formula on my reference sheet. It's C equals 2 pi r. Then I'm going to substitute my values, 2 times 3.14 times my radius of 10. And when I multiply that out, I get 62.8. This is just the length of that rectangle, or the base of that rectangle, or the circumference of the circle. It's not an area. So it's just regular yards. And it does tell us the length of this base here is 62.8. So now that I know that, I can figure out the area of the entire rectangle. It's my base, 62.8, times my height of 15, and when I multiply that out, I get an area of 942 square yards. So that was an area. I'm going to highlight it again. And now I have the area of all 3 of my surfaces. So I want to add them all together to get the total surface area. So 314 for the top circle, plus 314 for the bottom circle, plus 942 for the rectangular surface that gets curved. And you get a final answer of 1,570 square yards for the total surface area. So you get the area of the circle, you get the circumference, and use it to get the area of the rectangle, and then you add all 3 of your areas together. Make sure you don't add the circumference in there.